so much, all of you, for attending, especially the candidates. That's, the meat of all of this here. I am Sherry Smith. I'm the president of the League of Women Voters of Berkeley, Albany, and Emeryville, and was asked to moderate this. I assure you I had nothing to do with the questions that were sent out at the beginning and so forth. Because I say that because I really am here as a completely neutral person trying to just keep the time, mostly. And for which I thank Kirk for helping me and for Nancy from the League, too. You've given some cards to ask questions, and we've changed the format a little bit because of the number of candidates here and the shortness of time available. Rather than a 5-minute opening statement, we've asked the candidates to please truncate that down to 2 minutes. And also the response time for each of the questions will be 1 minute per candidate rather than 2. And then your closing statement will be 2 minutes also. So that will eat up quite a bit of time, and we do hope we have time for questions as well. After this is all over, if we have some unanswered questions, there may be some process whereby the Cultural Trust will just turn them over to them, and they may make a compendium of those and send them out to you, drafts of your emails, for you to, if you wish, respond to them.
Right.
So,
I forgot.
Hi, Marilee. Welcome, welcome. I think, let me just jot you down here. Here we've got actually everyone running for the various seats in the city. The candidates have a microphone to share, and so if you would just seize it there, and let's start on this end, and if you would just introduce yourself and just say what district you're running for, and we'll start with Marilyn, if you'll just pass that quickly down.
Castle, District 1. Can't hear you.
Linda Meyer, District 1.
Gordon Wozniak, District 8.
Jim Novosel, District 4.
Bernt Wahl, District 4.
George Byer, District 7.
Cecilia Sass Rosales, District 7.
Jacqueline McCormick, District 8.
Jesse Arreguin, District 4.
Chris Worthington, elected by the residents of District 7, but officially representing all the residents of the city of Berkeley.
Thank you, Chris. What we're going to do for the opening comments is to simply move from left to right down here, starting with Chris and ending with Marilee. And then at the closing, we'll reverse that order and go in the other direction. So those of you in the middle will remain in the middle. But for the question answering, though, I simply have this wonderfully arbitrary order in which I received the email from Lisa Manning indicating which candidates at that point had acknowledged they were coming. And so that does happen to start also with Chris Worthington and works its way through, and I've added the latecomers to the end of that. So the order of response for the questions will change. I'll make little check marks that somebody started and somebody finished and that sort of thing. Candidate Jesse Arreguin.
Thank you. Well, it's really a pleasure to be here in the new Freight Salvage, which isn't quite new because it's been here for a year, but I think this facility represents the important role that the arts play in the revitalization of our downtown. And as a representative of downtown Berkeley, I'm a strong supporter for working to revitalize downtown Berkeley and supporting our arts. Our arts are an economic engine for our city, and we need to do more to support the arts and better market the arts so that people can come to Berkeley to go to the Berkeley Repertory Theater, the Freight Salvage, the Aurora Theater, and support many of the artists that we have in our community. I think arts and the great food that we have in Berkeley are part of what makes Berkeley such a great place, coupled with our diversity of opinion, diversity of age, ethnicity, and so the arts are such an important thing to our city. I've supported the arts in many ways during my brief time on the City Council, from supporting the North Shattuck mural that has recently gone up at the Virginia Bakery, to supporting the utility box project that's happening throughout downtown Berkeley and supporting other downtown beautification efforts. During the discussions about our city budget, I was a supporter. Unfortunately, we're unsuccessful trying to not cut our arts grants funding, and we need to make sure that during future difficult budget times that we're making sure that the arts are a priority. I'm a strong supporter of prioritizing the arts as part of our city budget. I'm a strong supporter for the percent of the arts as a way to generate revenue from new developments. I think we need to create more affordable workspace and housing for our artists in Berkeley. We need to look at trying to create a multi-use space for visual arts, for performing arts, so that there is space in our community, preferably in the downtown. I think we need to expand all the work that we've done in the Window Gallery project to create an actual active gallery downtown. We're making some important planning decisions that affect the arts, which I believe we'll be talking about later. And I think we need to make the arts a priority in these decisions, particularly on the West Berkeley plan. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Bernt Wahl. I'm running for the 4th District. And I think this art community is really great. I teach engineering at UC Berkeley to start companies, but I also have a master's in multimedia where we put on an opera. And to have these kind of events in our town is really great, and especially having supplemented with the Berkeley City College, which is going to be a big asset on bringing some of the art communities and training our future artists. But the real concern that we have is, how do we keep this vibrant art community, this place that's basically on the global stage? There was a play here called Green Day that basically went to Broadway. And these kind of grassroots artists are very important, not just for our city, but for the art itself in our nation. And the big thing is, we have to have a vibrant downtown. We have, in the 70s and 80s, Broadway basically went in decline because it wasn't a vibrant downtown in New York. And they revitalized that by putting in economic situations where New York basically came back to life. And that's what we need to do with our downtown in Berkeley. We need to match empty storefronts using GIS with the most appropriate storefronts. We need to fix things like potholes by marking them and having citizens being able to communicate to the city and having actions taking place. We need to have things that basically create a vibrant place that people want to go in the evenings. Berkeley, it doesn't have that vibrancy that a lot of the other cities that were in our same situation have now produced. And as a city council member, I plan to attack those issues and help bring this whole vibrant downtown back to life.
Thank you very much. Candidate Jim Novosel.
Good afternoon. I'm Jim Novosel, candidate for District 4, which is, of course, the heart of the downtown. I want to tell you that I have a love of art. It delights me, it enriches my life, and I'm very happy to go to art museums on any weekend. I want to recommend that there's a great book called Art Sites in San Francisco by Sidra Stitch. She also has several books on Barcelona, Paris, and Europe. And they're wonderful books that take you through the cities and show you all public art. Unfortunately, she has very little in Berkeley. She shows buildings, but she doesn't show any of the art. And it was published in 2007. Now we